One thing I would do, if I was a millionaire, I would have myself a pet midget. I would own him or her as a fucking pet. People may ask, well, isn't that slavery? If you think about it, no. Because people have maids and butlers in their house. Yeah, they get paid and everything, and they're not considered slaves. Or, even for instance, there was Oompa Loompas in the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and they weren't considered slaves. So what's so wrong about having a pet fucking midget? It would be awesome. The midget would live underneath the kitchen sink. So if I ever want anything like a beer, back massage, a blowjob, or even chocolate, I would call him right away. He would get me anything I needed. The back massages would even be awesome. You can lay on the floor, they can, sit on top of you, and they have the fluffy parts of their skin, and when they roll around, it would be a massage for both of us. That would be the best massages ever. Fuck yeah. People would ask, though, where would you get a pet midget at? I found this place on Google. It's called Midgets Are Us. It does exist. I've seen it for my own fucking eyes. If you don't believe me, fucking Google it yourself. Hell, at Midgets Are Us, you can get any type of midget there. They have all the different sizes and colors of all the different midgets. So you have a very, wide variety of midgets that you can choose from. And if you think about it, where do you think they got all the midgets at for like the Wizard of Oz or Charlie in the Chocolate Factory? Do you think they just hide, random people all across the United States or even around the rest of the world? That would be fucking insane and impossible. They had to get all their midgets from Midgets Are Us. And one great thing is, at Midgets Are Us, every so often, they have some promotions going on there. Where you can get 4 midgets and get 1 free. So you'd have a total of 5 midgets. You could start your own midget basketball team. Fuck yeah! With the basketball team, they'd have the little plastic basketball hoops that are about maybe, 2 feet high. And they could slam dunk it like Michael Jordan. Another thing you could do if you got enough midgets from Midgets Are Us is you could have your own kickball team. Because the midgets, they're good at kicking people in the shins. So they might be able to, kick a ball pretty far. The only catch-11 with it is, I don't want to say, catch-22, because a midget's about half the size of a person. So that's why I call it catch-11. Is you might not be able to run really fast because you got them, short little legs. So they might not be very quick, but they'll be able to kick it pretty far. But if they tried calling them out at first base, they'll probably kick them in the shins. I would, teach all the midgets to do that. That way it'd be a fair game of kickball. Probably one of the coolest things is, when I saw midgets, is when I worked at a local airport here in my area, my boss, she was a midget, and they would call for the electric golf cart to come up and pick up the passengers from the flight to take them down to collect their baggage. So I'm sitting there, stoned off my ass. I was high as a fucking kite. I see the golf cart come back, and there's 5 midgets in the golf cart. My mind almost fucking exploded seeing all these fucking midgets in that cart. I was walking behind the cart the whole time just in awe, thinking to myself, if I could pick up these midgets and give them all a big hug, I would have loved that so much. I wanted to take one home that day to be my pet so he could start working for me right away. He would have gotten a really good payday that day for sure. One thing you always gotta do though, is with your midget, you gotta be careful, because sometimes they might try to get out of line if they're not doing their job properly. So, if you might have to take them downstairs, down into the basement, you might have to beat him with the baseball bat a little bit to show him who's boss. But when you're beating him with the baseball bat, you won't want to do it too hard. That way you do not leave welts on the midget. That way they can't try to, sue you for midget abuse. Things like that, because that, definitely would not be good. Also, another thing you got to be careful with, though, with the pet midget. If they're doing everything for you, you probably don't want them to go outside to check your mail. One is they probably won't be able to reach the fucking mailbox with how short they are. A second thing is you would not want them to go outside to check the mail and try standing on a step stool. If they stood on a step stool and fell off, they could risk getting hit by a fucking car. That would not be good, having a dead midget on the road. It might look a little cool at first, but you would not want a dead midget on the road and in your conscience for sure. So the most important thing, though, is if you do go to Midgets R Us to purchase a pet midget, whether they have a promotion going on or not, you want to make sure that they're pretty ripe and ready to work. You want to make sure their heads are about the size of a watermelon, I would say. That way you know that they've been around the bush a couple of times. And if everybody should have a pet midget, this world would be great again. Thank you for your time.